And now, from beyond our dimension, this is the JeffMara podcast. Here's Jeff.
And we'll try Bill again. Hopefully we will win this time. I think I hear you.
You do?
I do.
Oh my goodness.
Victory is ours. We're connected.
This
finally.
is a true miracle.
Yes. Were you in the chat as William Uhl?
I was.
I think you were saying you had an NDE, yes?
Yes, and
right.
also two UFO stories.
All right, let's do the NDE, and then maybe we'll see where we're at after that. I may have to have you come back next week for the UFOs.
Oh, come back. To be continued.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So my NDE happened when I was 14, when I swallowed a bottle of pills because I was just done with this.
Right.
I was done with this pain of this existence. And when I took these pills, I was in my dad's lounge chair. In fact, I just got done eating dinner, and I put the plate down, and I felt my heart beating kind of normal, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. And then it started to slow up, and then it stopped. And when it stopped, I rose up out of my body. And like immediately it was, I felt better then than I ever have and ever since. But I found myself in the tunnel experience and I felt like I was being drawn to these three lights. There was three lights ahead of me. There was one. They were all the same intensity, but the one in the middle was bigger than the ones on either side of it. And man, just the love, I don't even know how to describe that feeling. I've done a lot of things in this world and nothing came close to that. And I was just really taken by that experience of that love, or whatever you want to call it. And I was going towards the lights, and then just like that, my dog at the time started to lick my face, and then I came back. That's why I say, it's not very exciting. I just got to the tunnel, saw the lights. And today was the first time that I said they were light beings, because every time I thought about it or talked about it, I said I just saw three lights. So I don't know if they were beings or not, but maybe I just listened to your podcast enough that just slipped out of my mouth. Light beings. But so when I came back from that, I got up out of the chair and I started to walk out to the kitchen, and like through the right side of my head, my brain, I got a distinct command that I was not to do that, take my life. And I can only tell you that it pissed me off. It pissed me off so much for so many years. There was just so much pain after that for decades. So, as amazing as that was, you would think, oh, you had that great experience. You should be happy. There's something to look forward to. But no, it was the total opposite. And I look back on it, and I have come to peace. I have come to peace with this experience of life. And the closest thing that I found to this peace is silence, the silence of my being, when I'm just dead still. And there's just that peace, there's just that everlasting peace that's there. So, that pain was definitely a blessing because it really brought me to my knees to where I could surrender into, that nothingness. So really, I mean, it's a lifelong journey. It's a lifelong experience for me, but it's a good one. It's a real good one. I used to view this place as a curse. Now I just see it as a miracle.
Were you angry because you didn't like this place? Or
Yes.
were you angry because it was so awesome there that you wished you were back there?
Both. Both. Yeah, even heaven didn't want me.
When you saw the lights, were they any particular color or just kind of like a white or golden color?
Yeah, it was more like a white light. And they were bright. And I had this sensation that I was, way back here and I was going towards the light. And I had no control over if I was going towards the light or not. It was really like that moth to the flame thing. I mean, I was going there until my damn dog woke me up.
I wanted to say that that's the first time I've ever heard a dog bringing somebody back.
Yeah, right?
Do you think the dog knew you were out of your body and was bringing you back, or just a coincidence that it was licking you?
Yeah, that was my sense, that he knew, and he was just didn't want me to go.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, but that was my sense at the time.
How did you come to resolve this, that now you find that this life is a miracle?
Pain. Just through a lot of pain.
But what was the turning point?
The turning point was surrender, was just to surrender into this thing we call life. This separation, I guess, the separation between me and it, so to speak, or me and me, however you want to look at that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was only through the pain and through, I explain it this way, is that I grew up Catholic. So I have that Satan thing and God thing. And now I view it as, Satan really is kind of, I'm not going to say it's a good guy, but everything is all the same. Everything is all the same oneness. So it was that Satan, or that evilness, that just brought me to the point of my knees and surrender into nothingness. And it was in that nothingness that I found the joy, the peace, the eternal peace, as much as I can experience it here on this earth.
Are you still Catholic?
No.
Would you say that you're any religion at this point?
No religion.
No religion. Did you feel like it was more real over there than it is here?
Well, I was only there briefly, wherever there is, but yeah. I mean, the feeling, just that feeling, it's just that total freedom, that just total bliss, total love. I don't even, those words just don't even describe it.
Yeah.
It was just total freaking awesomeness.
What about your time over there? In your experience, did times not seem to exist, or did it seem like you were there for hours, even though you weren't gone that long?
No, it didn't seem like I was there long enough, which maybe that's what pissed me off too, because I wanted to be there. I mean, I wanted to end my life for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I came back to this, because I came back into the heaviness again,
Were you shocked that you were still conscious after you had, taken the pills?
Totally, yeah. Yeah. I was totally fine.
Besides being accepted now, how else have you changed?
Well, I was 14 at the time, and now I'm 58. So, I've had a lot of experience. But, so how did I change?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's just my level of appreciation for this, for the things in this, and just the glimpse of the oneness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty much aware of that all the time. That everything is all the same thing. That's why I say, the God Satan thing, it really is the same thing.
Mm.
Different role.
Do you still remember it now, today, as clear as the day it happened?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to go.
So you're saying you're not afraid of dying?
No, heck no.
Did you get any abilities from this over your lifetime? Any clairvoyance or clairaudience or anything?
I don't think so, but my wife says yes.
What does she say?
What do you say?
What does she notice?
You can raise the energy and all the healing stuff that you can do, and you used to, when you were open to it, you got messages all the time.
Oh, I got into healing work, and I don't know, I can control this energy in my body. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Kundalini. I don't know what it is. But it starts at the base of my spine and, kind of comes up to my head and, all over my body. And if you'd look at me, you'd think I had goose pimples,
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know what it's for. I used to get messages. That's right. One of the coolest messages I got as I was walking down the street. I lived in a country setting, and I was walking down the street, and I'm a contractor by profession. And I was walking down the road, and I was looking at the neighbor's house, and they had these homemade shutters, and I was thinking to myself, boy, I wouldn't have done it like that. I would have done it like this. And all of a sudden, through the right side of my head, just like the message that I got when I came back from the near death, that same feeling. I got this, and it said, all there is love. And I stopped and I turned and I literally said, what? And then it said again, all there is love. And I said, no, how can that be? I'm like having this conversation, on this country road.
Mm-hmm.
And it said the dumbest thing. It said, everything else is just covering that up. And I'm like, yeah, right. And I just went on about my walk. And it wasn't till decades later that it was like, oh yeah. Wow, that's true. That really is true. All there is love. All there is love, and everything else really is not even covering up. It's just that you give your attention to other things. The play of the mind. You give your attention to the Satan, to the yapper in your head.
Right. It's like everything else is a distraction.
Everything else is a distraction. That's right. Yeah. And I believe that's why we're here, is to work through that. I think this is a good school. It's a great school for, disconnecting from the yapper, constant yapping.
Do you do meditation to help you with that?
I don't think I do meditation per se, but I just be quiet. Because it's in that quiet that I just find that peace.
Well, what I know of is that we supposedly think 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. So
wow.
If you can, and everybody does that, and it's probably very hard for everybody. 95% of probably your consciousness is on autopilot, yapping all the time. So for our conscious mind to take over in the present and just kind of try to quiet that and even quiet the body, I think that's kind of what you're saying. If you can do that, that's healing.
It's a practice for sure. It takes something. When I first started to try to be quiet, I would do it while I was driving. And I would try to go from one telephone pole to the next telephone pole. And you can see them, right? Like I would just try to not think from one telephone pole to the next. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It'd be like, okay, nothing, quiet. I'm doing it in my head, It's like, no, that doesn't count. Then I get to the next telephone pole and try to be quiet. But so it's been a process. Definitely been a process.
What do you think inspires you about your experience?
Just how powerful that love is, the freedom. That's what inspires me the most. And, I got that message that I was not to take my life, and it wasn't even in words. It was just like, it just felt like something came in through the right side of my head and there was just a knowing. And it was just like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
But, through all the years of drug abuse and alcoholism and, eating poorly, I was trying to off myself, if you will, And
that was before or after?
After.
Oh.
After. Like I said, after that happened, it was like decades of misery. Alcoholism, drug addiction.
Well, it's great that you resolved that.
I agree. Yeah. It is. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Bill, for sharing your experience with us.
You're welcome.
I'm speaking for everybody, but I'm sure we all appreciate that because that's what the most of the people come for, is to hear experiences like that. So it was great that you were willing to step up and share it with us this evening.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff, and thank you, man, for what you do, because what you do definitely helps me.
Oh, good.
Because
I'm curious. I've never asked anybody this, but after seeing the podcast on the channel, and even being here tonight, did it make you feel comfortable that you are now willing to share? Because I guess you haven't shared this publicly before like this, right?
Oh, no, not like this. No. But no, I tell people,
right.
And I, especially when somebody's about to lose someone or they lose someone, to death or another life, I just share. And I say, when I was 14, I swallowed a bunch of pills and, my heart stopped, and I'm telling you, there's something there, something amazing there. You don't have to worry.
That's great that you do that.
Feels like the thing to do,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're helping all of us by sharing.
Well, thank you. And thank you for doing what you do. Because like I say, you know, I mean, I don't have other people to talk to about this, you know, that I know of.
Right. Well, I did set up for everybody this thing called Discord, which is anybody can join. It is free. There's a link in the description on this video, and there's probably about 50 people there right now. It's where people can either type and chat with each other, voice chat, video chat, whatever you guys want to do. And I'm hoping that, you know, more like-minded people, if they want to meet other like-minded people, there's a place to do that because you've all been here, you know?
Yeah, I in my frantic haste trying to get this Zoom thing going, I joined that.
Oh, okay.
And I did chat with a couple of people so far. So yeah, it's cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
But you know, I mean, the way it is now, like after this, like when this experience was new, it really would have been awesome and helpful if I would have had somebody to talk to. But then again, you know, that just wasn't
It wasn't in the
my
cards.
path because it just, you know, the pain took me to a new level.
And I'm glad that and now that you mentioned it, it just reminded me that there is a group out there. I don't remember the name, but there's a group, and it's not INS or NDERF. There's a group out there that actually helps people that are struggling with their NDE. And I'm going to be having somebody on as a guest soon, within a week or two, I believe, from that group.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's going to be fascinating to talk to her, and hopefully, you know, other NDE people that watch it and need help, they'll find a resource to help them. Because there are some of the guests that have been on are still, in my opinion, struggling from their NDE, especially the ones that are more fresh.
Yeah. I get it. Totally get it. Kind of like a 12-step for an NDE. That's neat.
Yeah. All right, Bill. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I'm glad that we were able to get this through because you gave us a great experience, and I wish you the best, and I hope you come back again.
Cool. I will. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. You have a good night. Take care.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for watching the JeffMara podcast. I really appreciate you. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. And if you do, there are loyalty badges and other perks depending on your level of membership. All you need to do is click the join button underneath the video to find out more. Thank you for your support.